Hello, I'm Jenell Harris, and welcome to another edition of 501c TV, the podcast that talks to system change leaders, thought leaders, nonprofits, and nonprofit partners to discuss what's new in the industry. If you're new to the nonprofit world or maybe just starting out, and even if you've been around for decades, I'm sure this show will have something for everyone. And let's not forget, we're also going to discuss some of the industry's most highly anticipated events and galas that are going on and things that you don't want to miss and you definitely want to be a part of. So thanks for joining us today. I'm very excited today because we have a little party going on in the studio. Usually it's just me and one other person, but today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Charlotte Gill and Jamie Bradshaw from Community Partners of South Florida. Hello.
Thanks for having us. How are you?
Thank you for joining me today. I'm pretty excited to have you both in studio with me. Community Partners of South Florida is, I've been keeping my eye on you guys for a while down here, and I know that you offer so many amazing things in the community. And although we have a short amount of time, which we talked about, we're gonna touch on some things specifically about what you guys do, and some of the events, and more importantly, a lot of the awards that you guys have received lately and over the years, because I think that's really important. To kind of highlight that today. So again, thanks for joining me. And what I would really love to hear, Charlotte, if you want to start, is just kind of your background in the nonprofits, where you came from, and what you do now with Community Partners.
Thank you. I have been serving the nonprofit community for over a decade. That really is my background, nonprofit administration. And my focus is grants administration, operational excellence, development, marketing, kind of a Jackie of all trades.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, a lot. I'm sure it gets thrown on your plate at any given moment too, along with all of those titles.
And so for Community Partners in South Florida, my focus here is letting people know about all of the wonderful work and systems change work that we're doing.
Wonderful.
Palm Beach County.
Great, and we'll get into that momentarily. And Jamie, how about you? Hi, welcome.
Thanks again. So I started in criminal justice and psychology.
Okay. Awesome.
So I actually started with the organization as a leader in one of the 27 client-facing programs that we have, and that was in Lake Worth Beach, Florida. Okay. And slowly over 14 years have risen from a director of a program into the vice president of community services, and now the chief strategy officer. Okay. And so I've been doing a couple presentations lately.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
You don't talk a lot.
And what I love, again, obviously 14 years, it's a long time to be somewhere. And I love that we're thinking about the whole person, the comprehensive nature of who you are, of who I am. It's not just where I live. It's not just my mental well-being. It's my connectedness and community. So it's the mission that brings me back every day. It's supporting other nonprofits that bring us back every day, because we do a little work in supporting grassroots organizations as well.
Yeah.
So love the concept of what you're doing and how you're spreading the news.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. And as we were talking off camera, there is so much going on, just in Palm Beach County, but then you multiply that across the nation of all the things that are being multiplied. And it makes me happy. I mean, from where we are now to, I can't imagine, you said Community Partners started in 1979.
Yes.
About how much has changed and how the services have grown and evolved over that time.
Truly. And the need has changed. The need changes. So.
Yeah. And so let's talk a little bit about that. I just want to touch on, like I said earlier, they have an awesome website that will give you all the information, and we'll give that to you at the end of the show. But there's basically 3 pillars of areas that you serve. So if you kind of want to walk me through that, either whoever wants to take the lead, but it basically breaks down into services divided between health, housing, and community, right? So Charlotte, give me a little overview on this, because I know we could spend hours just talking about those alone. So give me your high level on what those services are.
Sure. Right. So we support individuals and families facing adversity in the areas of health, housing, and community services. And that looks different for every family or person who walks through our doors.
Right.
And by our doors, I mean we're at about 50 sites across Palm Beach County.
Which is amazing.
Yes. So depending on what a person needs and brings to the table or is telling us that they need support with, that is where we fill those gaps and support them on their individual journey.
Right.
So someone may be coming to us saying, I really want to build my credit so that I can purchase a home for the first time in my family's history.
Yeah.
And so that's one area we can support them. A mom or dad might come to us and say, I have this job and it's going really great, but I need support with childcare. And that's where some of our Bridges sites come in and provide help with childcare, transportation, connecting to those family resources.
Right.
And then we also are a provider of outpatient therapy and support services for individuals looking for mental and behavioral health care. We have therapists in 17 schools across Palm Beach County supporting our students.
That's awesome.
Through the Safe Kids or the Safe Schools partnership with Palm Beach County School System. So health, housing, and community, wrapping around a family, wrapping around an individual, and supporting them where they need it.
Which I think is really interesting and a really cool kind of different approach that you guys have is because, and I like the graphic here that I'm looking at, it literally is, it's a circle because what you just described to me can be one person, right? So one person might be facing mental health and they need help with that, right? So they might have services that they need in mental health. And then that, because they have issues that they need help with, maybe that's hindering their job, right? So then that goes hand in hand with now they can get services once they've tackled that. Now they can move on to getting better services for finding a job, keeping a job, being stable in that job. Then it kind of lends on to now they're looking at buying their first home because now we've tackled, some of the barriers that might have been in place for them. But now you also even end to end provide that kind of last step, which is housing and it could be an ongoing thing, but that's really cool because there are, there's other services and nonprofits that are out there that kind of do one thing only. And I think it's interesting how you guys kind of, you can wrap your arms around the whole process for somebody, which is really cool. Right. Okay. So I understand it. I got it. Okay. Yeah, I got it. So, so I think that's really cool and something that's really unique about you guys. Which, if we can talk just a little bit about the history of community partners and some of the really amazing accolades that you guys have, because I think, it's definitely not something to shy away from. You guys have earned it. And there's been a lot of work that has gone in over the years to kind of get you guys where you are now and earning these accolades. So tell me about some of your proudest ones and some of maybe your more recent ones that you guys have.
So I'll speak a little bit. We are a chartered member of a nationwide network of community organizations that work to create affordable housing and increase community connectedness. And across the nation, I think there's about 242 of us. And through that organization, we shine in a way like you had said, because for us, the delivery of that door of affordable housing is just the beginning of the relationship.
Right.
We're really thinking systemically about partnerships with systems that are already in place. When I say systems, it's you drive in the car down a street, that's your municipality that makes sure that street is safe and you can drive on it. You drop your children to school. That's another system that you're relying on, with lanyards and IDs.
Lanyards and ideas that our children like to lose on a daily basis.
And you depend on that system for certain things. And so though we do a lot, we don't believe it's our job to do everything.
Correct.
And so a big piece of what we do, and it's in our name, Community Partners of South Florida, is we're partnering with systems, so municipalities, et cetera. So this partnership that we have with NeighborWorks America started, 1995. We've been a chartered member for quite a long time.
I feel old.
And a couple, hey, listen, we're probably the same. But about 5 years ago, our organization was recognized as being the unsung hero across the nation. It was the first award they ever identified, and we were in Louisiana. We were very excited.
That's awesome.
We had a line going on. And what it meant was sometimes there are organizations that are very out there.
Yeah.
And you may not know about us, right? Like you may not know about us, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we have been the unsung hero that's been doing this systems work, that's been doing this connectedness. And that kind of started us in saying, okay, well, I don't know how unsung we want to be continuing and moving forward. So as we started to get some notoriety, we started to make some investments in places like marketing and development and advancement. And I can say that it's definitely paid off with Charlotte being on the team. And some of ours. And having some of that exposure like this, that allows us to, let our community know that we're here, but also everyone knows someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who talked about something you said.
Yeah.
And there's no one client profile. It's not only low income or, middle class. We serve 6,000 to 10,000 clients a year from all over the demographics, all over the county.
It's amazing. But really, if you look at, all of these things that you guys offer, that are all the services. And just to back up really quickly, Charlotte, you said earlier, how many agencies, because we were talking about events, and Charlotte's like, no, there is no list of events, because how many, tell me again the number of how many, we're calling them like an agency?
So we have about 200 incredible staff who are, in those 27 programs.
27 programs. Yes. Thank you.
And we're spread throughout the county, about 50 different locations.
Right.
So we may be in a school. We may have a specific community center that we're in. We may be partnering with another program to provide services. So there are events going on all of the time.
Yes.
That we have, but we do have some very specific community partners of South Florida events that I love to attend, like our housing fairs.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about those. What do we do at our housing fairs?
So let me tell you about the housing fairs that we have. Every year, we partner with a local municipality or CRA or a CDC to bring folks together who want to learn about becoming a homeowner, what resources are available to build credit or save or money for a down payment. Once I buy the house and I want to keep it up and maintain that property, what resources are available to me? So we have people who have successfully purchased homes for the first time through the programs, working side by side with their neighbors who are interested in doing the same thing, with the local experts who know how to do it. So.
Well, and I think that's so important because, again, like we all want to talk to somebody that we know we trust. It's so easy to get on the internet and be like, I'm a first-time home buyer, and then you're a number. You're a number. You go down this path of just, there's so much information. What's true? What's accurate? What's what's the right thing to do? And I love that that you just said it's kind of alongside your neighbor. So if my neighbor's sitting there saying, I did it, like you're just like me and I did it and I'm going to help you and you can do it too. And by the way, there's this whole group of services available to you. I think that's so awesome because again, if it's me, I'm going to trust and lean on somebody that I know has been in my shoes more than just, again, you're pulling from like a mortgage person or a realtor or this or that. And it's hard to make sense of it all, I would think. So that's really cool. And, it's a really neat service. So I love the housing fairs. And how many times a year are we doing a housing fair?
2 times a year.
2 times a year. Okay. Which is awesome. So, tell me also let's talk about a couple of the other events that you have going on. The housing fair is one. I know we do the Christmas time one because I was there. So one thing I always say when we do this is, my nonprofit partners and all my nonprofit friends, they work so hard, you guys, all the time, but they also know how to have fun. So I know the last thing I was at with you guys was super fun.
We do have 2 toy drive events every year. And that really, I think That really came from our development committee who wanted to throw a party and bring people together. And we have, through those toy drives and partnerships with organizations in the community, businesses in the community, we have been able to provide thousands of toys to our families and children, gift cards for the teenagers and the parents. So that has been wildly successful, and we do love those annual toy drives. Jamie's really seen our work full circle, having been part of this for 14 years. So a family who we may have seen 14 years ago, maybe now they are on the advocacy side of the work, saying, oh no, I have experienced this firsthand. Let me walk you, my neighbor, through this process too.
Well, I do have a story, but I know you want to.
Yeah, no, tell me a story.
Get back to the events as well. So
we'll get back to it, but tell me a good, a good success story, because I think those are important.
And there are those full circle moments, and I am thankful that I've been able to be here as long. And I'll go back to when I was the director of Bridges at Highland, which is in Lake Worth Beach, right off 10th.
Got it.
And there was a mom, she still lives in the neighborhood, and she is the tiniest little thing out there, but has about 5 children and the most brilliant entrepreneurial mind ever. And she was a devoted mom as well, is a devoted mom, and would come to every single event at the elementary school, would come to every Bridges event, would say, what can my child do? He's of this age. Can he be in mentoring? Oh, you have at that point, we had a 2-year-old early Head Start program.
Oh my gosh.
Put her 2-year-old early Head Start child into the program.
Phenomenal.
Worked with her family. You know, at one point, her child realized he was having a tough time, wasn't listening. So we were able to connect her son to therapeutic services. And then upon successful completion, she said, you know what? He really needs someone to talk to that's not me or his dad.
Yeah.
So then we were able to connect with a mentor and had a mentor throughout his entire elementary school. Then she said, we're at a place where we have a savings. I've started my cleaning business. We want to buy a house. So they worked with our organization to buy a house.
That's so cool.
It just hit everything. And it was her who wanted that. It wasn't us prescribing things for her.
Right.
It was her readiness. And then she successfully completed everything. And then she said, I think I want to give back. She was on our board for 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
She served on our board being the voice of residents in communities that have traditionally not received the services that make them whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was an amazing asset, an amazing resource, and is still there today. If I pick up the phone, she's like, what do you need, Miss Jamie? I'm there. Where do you want me to go? And so it's those full circle moments that, you know, you kind of talked about earlier, providing one thing.
Yeah.
And providing one, nothing's wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes when we're not as connected as we had hoped as a community of nonprofits, we sometimes miss the benefit of the thread that creates that wholeness. And so, you know, I've been blessed to be at this organization, be able to see that thread and how it can change someone's complete.
Yeah.
They're in a new home. Their children are well. They're at that point where they're giving back to community in ways that are meaningful for themselves and their neighbors.
Yeah, which is huge. And I think that's important too. And I remember what I was going to earlier, but I think it's important too to note that you know, there might be small nonprofits watching this thinking, gosh, community partners is like, they're up here, like they do all these things, and you know, I'm just this little guy down here, you know, how can I help? And I think that's so cool what you said earlier, is that it's not just community partners of South Florida. It is, you know, you guys have lockstep with all of these other nonprofits and agencies and things that you work together with. And so, you know, maybe looking on at this talk, there is a nonprofit out there that maybe you guys don't know yet. I find that hard to believe. You guys are pretty connected around here, but maybe there's somebody that's saying, you know what, I have a nonprofit, and I think my, you know, what I offer in my mission might fall in line with something that is kind of in the wheelhouse of community partners. So I think that's kind of cool to note that, you know, although you guys seem big and you have all these things that you do, I'm sure there's always an opportunity to like partner up and get involved and work together with other, nonprofits that are other. That's really the coolest part of the whole like story of how you guys work.
At our staff meeting yesterday, we had an incredible speaker from Els for Autism.
Okay.
So right to this point, she was there to share their resources, their programs for families who have a child or an older adult in the family with autism, and to have that resource connect with our 200 staff. We could not do this work alone.
Right.
And we don't want to do it alone.
No.
So it is about partnerships, open communication, sharing resources, not the Hunger Games of the nonprofit sector.
Oh my God.
We don't want to do it ourselves. We want to partner with people who are content experts.
And I think the thing I would say, and I had mentioned earlier that we support grassroots organizations. We also understand we've been around for a long time, and our time has lent us some capacity.
Yeah.
Right? We're able to do some things. We have a full HR department. We have a finance department. We have an IT department. That's not the truth for all nonprofits.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, we also are here to help support. Mm-hmm. We play the fiscal agent role for a couple nonprofits, organizations. Another really awesome resource that I'm going to share with everybody is we are a sponsor site for AmeriCorps Vista. And what that is if you think about Peace Corps and how, you give a year of your life to help some place in Zimbabwe or wherever you're going. And we do that. And AmeriCorps Vista is like domestic Peace Corps.
No way.
So instead of going to a whole nother country, you can actually come to South Florida and serve a year of your life and help a community organization.
Wow.
Any of your organizations.
That's really cool.
In really helping you build sustainability, build capacity in your own nonprofit. And so we actually have an AmeriCorps Vista alumni.
Oh my goodness. I didn't remember. This is new to me. I didn't even know. That's amazing.
And so we have about 11 members across the county serving grassroots organizations, even our own organization.
Yeah.
And we're always looking so if you're a small nonprofit, medium, large nonprofit, municipality, whatever, and you say, listen, in 3 years, I have a goal of doing this, then we want to work with you over those 3 years. First year, building capacity, building a database, whatever that is. Next year, maybe you want to pilot some programs. The final year, you really want to make some money and write some grants.
Yeah.
Vista members can do that for you for a nominal fee.
Yeah.
$10,000 for a full-time person who's serving your organization for an entire year. So there are resources, and that's another way that we come with community alongside. It's like, we don't have to serve everybody. We want to build the capacity. Rising tides raise all ships, and however we can do that as a partner in the community.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love everything about that. I had no idea. So cool. Is there anything else that we want to bring up? Because again, I said this goes so fast. Maybe each of you can give me something, that you want to make sure that our viewers and our listeners know about Community Partners of South Florida.
Well, we have been recognized by the community for our innovative programming. We won a Nonprofit Innovation Award. I think that was 2019 or 20. That was 2021. It was 2021 for our digital inclusion program. Also, one of our volunteers of 13 years, Miss Lorraine, she was honored at the Hats Off Nonprofit Awards for her volunteer mentoring in our program for 13 years.
It's just crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's a long time.
We are a 4-star charity navigator, 4-star rated organization. We are a NeighborWorks America affiliate member. We are recognized on GuideStar at the highest level, and we also are a HUD approved counseling agency for homeownership and homeownership counseling. So one thing I noticed about this organization is my colleagues are so invested in the work and the people
Yeah.
and the programs that we're serving every day, that we don't talk about what we're doing really well out in the community. Like we're not braggers.
You guys are very humble. I will say that because I've met a lot of people from community partners and like the nicest, and just you guys just take it in stride. You're like, yeah, no, I just did this or that, and and that's where I really want to showcase here today, because it's incredible work that everyone in your organization does, and you guys just do it with such a big heart, and you know, you're not looking for anything. You just do it because you guys are good humans. And I love that.
I mean, we get a lot out of it too. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
We're community members. You know, I value being a homeowner, so why wouldn't my neighbor also value being a homeowner? Yeah, it's the least we could do.
Yeah,
really,
for sure.
And I'll say that again, more recently, we are trying to, get our name out there, and we do have an ask, which is, we hope you get to know us as well. So, we have some committees. We have our development committee. We have a real estate committee. We're interested in becoming friends, and just sharing the good work that we do, because we understand that each person has a passion, and thankfully we have the scope, which is very wide, where we can connect with people. And so whether that means reading over the summer with children in our Bridges program, or you're just a snazzy real estate lawyer and just want to do something amazing, there's a lot of opportunities to connect with us.
Which is great. So, and I think that's so important too, because, I, for one, when I first started getting more involved with talking a lot of the nonprofits, people always think their first inclination is, well, I want to donate. And, and I don't have a lot of money to donate, and people don't understand that one of the nonprofits that we work with, at 501c3s, she said to me, you know what, sometimes time and talent is way more valuable than just writing a check at an event. And that stuck with me. And I was like, time and talent, like that's so true. And like you said, there might be people out here watching that are going, I really want to give back, but I don't know how. And that's why and that's, kind of why we're doing this. And I want to send them. So if somebody wants to get involved with community partners, because we'll kind of wrap it up a little bit here, but if somebody wants to get involved and they have the time and or talent or just the heart to come do something good for you guys, where would they go to find out more?
So they should go to cpsfl.org.
Okay.
And sign up for our newsletter.
Okay.
It'll pop up right when you get to the URL.
Yep.
Sign up for the newsletter. Poke around our website. We have a Get Involved section, which lists our committees and our advisory opportunities. Come to one of our events. Come to our toy drive.
Yes.
Give me a call. Give JB a call. We are interested in becoming friends.
Perfect. And you guys, it's so hard to talk to. I don't know. You guys are so unapproachable. No, you guys are amazing. And I really appreciate you coming on the show today. Tell me about social media. Are you guys on social too? Are you posting a lot?
Yes. We are active on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
We are Community Partners South Florida is the handle.
Wonderful. Anything else? Any last minute things you want to say? I think you guys you did an awesome job.
Yeah, I think I would just end with, we just, finished a strategic planning session where we are casting our vision to 2030. And if we open this newspaper and we say, who is Community Partners of South Florida in the year 2030? We are the comprehensive community development leader. We are investing in people where they live in partnership with systems, so everyone thrives.
Yeah.
And that's that community that we want to build. And it's not just us.
Yeah.
It's everyone coming to the table to make this community be what it is supposed to be.
Wonderful. Well, let's check back in 2030. We'll do this again in 2030.
I love it.
We'll see what more amazing things Community Partners of South Florida are doing. I want to thank you both so much for coming in today. It's super fun.
Thanks,
Great
Jenell.
To see you and hear all about the excitement. I can hear the excitement in both of your voices, and it makes me excited. So make sure you are following Community Partners of South Florida on all the social handles. Check them out online. Get involved. There's probably something there that would be a good fit, and I know they would love to have you. I would again like to thank Kana House Studios. the best and only social content creation studio right here in Wellington, Florida. They always do an amazing job. And thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.